Naruto 578. Okay, this was a pretty good chapter. How much you enjoyed this chapter is going to depend on if you were... Okay, there's a lot of action in it. I'm very happy with it. The story is pushed along. But if you're looking for, the story elements and everything else, so not everybody's going to be as easily pleased with this chapter, and some of us are just, it's mainly the action and everything. It was pretty good. Like I say, I enjoyed it. The way I rate chapters, I don't give them points or whatever. For me, it's how much I enjoy it, and I rate that by how many times I reread it. If I look at something, what would be poor for me would be, say, if I read something once and then I go back and just look at a couple of things on it, then that to me probably wouldn't be, or I don't go back at all. That would be, not a very good chapter because I just didn't enjoy it very much. But a chapter that I'll go back to, and in between releases during the week, I might go back and look at it a few more times. And if I look at it a lot, then I would say I got a lot of enjoyment out of that chapter, so it'd be pretty good. Okay, love, and I'm going to go through this really quick. I will jump around, but I'm going to go through pretty quick. I love the opening page. There you are. The way everybody's situated. This is what's happening. I personally loved it. I thought that was fantastic. The whole thing, and let's just, okay, a lot of the action, I enjoyed it. The whole thing, the five Kages and Madara, as I've mentioned, as you well know, there's no way they're going to be able to beat or seal this guy. It's impossible. You've got what's probably the two, arguably, besides the Sage of the Sixth Path, the two most powerful ninjas ever are now combined into one. Plus the whole thing with the way he's come back, and he'll simply reform himself even if destroyed. They're not going to seal or destroy this guy. So let's just push past. Okay, as enjoyable as watching the fight is between them, and I guess there was one point that somebody made that basically it's the part where Madara creates the clones. He goes, oh, it's 5 against 1, and then he creates 5 clones per each Kage. So in reality, other people were saying, what's 25? Well, it's somebody, I can't remember who made it, but they basically said it's 25 plus him, so it's probably 26. And then whatever else he's got going on. So anyway, this is pretty much what Madara said, I think a couple of chapters ago. This is basically just a game. This here is keeping the cages occupied while Kabuto's plan goes into effect. And let's be honest, his main objective has been Sasuke, and Sasuke's there. So it looks to me like Kabuto / Orochimaru's plan is working perfectly. He's gotten exactly what he wanted. So it's just a question of how this, since they've already dictated, well, you have the whole thing, of course, you can't kill Madara, and now you can't really kill Kabuto, because if you kill him before he releases this ninjutsu, then it goes on forever, and he knows that. And then you want to ask yourself, well, why would he ever willingly release a jujutsu knowing that they're just going to kill him after he releases it? I mean, so anyway, this is going to be interesting how this plays out. And of course, we've still got the whole Toby Naruto thing going on. So it's interesting. I love it. This is fantastic. And my only hope is that Kishimoto takes his time and plays this out as long as he wants to, because I mean, I really, I hate when they get impatient or start doing a whole lot of stuff off panel. But anyway, so we have, so really the question is where does this go? And then, like I say, the first page, as you've seen, you've got the 3 different battles. So next week, where does it go? Is it going to, you basically have 3 choices. Of course, he could do something else, but it looks to me like they're going to. I don't know how you could go. You could pull away. There hasn't been enough done. I mean, the Kabuto thing hasn't. The battle really hasn't they haven't even engaged. They haven't really, except for, a little bit, but Kabuto actually hasn't been hit, and we actually don't have understand exactly what Itachi's plan is. He said he knew exactly what to do, and he seems to have the understanding of how the jiu-jitsu works. So, I guess we're going to see how this thing plays out. And of course, some people, which I think a lot of us have been expecting Naruto to come back, and he's my favorite villain. And I want to say something on why he's my favorite villain. He's my favorite villain, really, because I had actually sit back and really think about this. Actually, the anime made him my favorite villain. The voice that they have in the anime and the way they portray him in that, it is just incredible the way they did that. And that's why I was like, wow, this guy is just, he's evil on a whole different, not just a different level, but in a different way. It's pretty incredible. So he's my favorite villain. You gotta have favorite villains too. Not just heroes. And the whole thing with Tsunade, that was, okay, let's just admit it. Everybody knew she's got the whole regeneration thing, and there was no surprise, that she was going to survive that and the way she went at Madara. But once again, we're kind of left with, like I said, I think the next chapter should really be Itachi, and Kabuto. That's in the Sasuke. That really should be the next chapter, because there's, like I said, that's the beginning. That's the absolute really beginning of that battle, and it would be nice to at least go ahead and progress into it, because you already know. Look, we already know that the only thing that's possibly going to happen with the cages in Madara is that some cages might die. That's it. That is the end of that. And the whole thing with Toby can't be resolved yet, because that's really, with Naruto, that's what this is all about, really. So that can't get resolved first. So, and then Kabuto, and I realize I'm just telling you what you already know here, but Kabuto and Itachi, that whole thing, the way that goes ends the Madara in the cages, which is already, once again, we already know this. So basically, so your real question is like I say, and I've already answered which way I think it's going to go. It's going to be there. Okay, I think that's, and like I say, most of the things have really already been covered, or you've pretty much already seen them. There was no real. There's a lot you could talk about, like I say, with Madara and the cages, but it's such a side issue, and like I said, I don't want to. You don't need to go over the whole thing again on why it ultimately, unless one of the cages, it doesn't matter. Now, of course, it is. Even after saying that, it is possible, okay, that something else could come out of that, but that would be just some kind of a. Like, let's say the Jiu-Jitsu, it's the impure earth is canceled, and somehow Madara is like, you know what, I'm so powerful, I'm still here. Something like that could happen, or as I think this will be the third or fourth chapter I've talked about. There'll be some interaction between Tsunade and the Madara, which is the first Hokage that will activate something with her. But like I said, once again, these are all pretty well covered. If you have any comments or questions, please post them, and especially. Look, if you've observed something that I missed, okay, and I skipped over a lot of stuff, but it's just normal stuff, but something you've seen in there that really you think maybe other people haven't caught, or some part of this, please go ahead and put it in your comments or whatever, which would be cool, because trust me, I like to actually hear other opinions or insights, and yeah, a whole bunch of Madaras. That was but he's been so overpowered through the whole thing. Like I said, I'm talking about it, but it's just, it is interesting. But we just, you pretty much, like I say, I think you already know which way it's going to play out. So, and then, oh, that was something, looking at that. Oh, I cannot remember her name, but her body is there. Oh my goodness, I forgot about her. The one that was the student to Ochimaru, and I can't remember her name. So yeah, her body's there. I think it's kind of interesting. Wonder what the purpose was that. Well, that's what I say. Not only do I think that we're going to spend a majority of time the next few chapters, with Kabuto, but I hope so because it's getting more and more interesting. That I had just completely missed that she was there. And let's see, what is it? Well, there's a few other things. I don't think I want to get into it. Let's see how far I've got in here. I've already gone into a fair while. Speaking of, my memory's completely gone right now. And the student of Kakashi, with the wood style. Gosh, I can't even remember his name now. But anyway, he's still captured, right? So, well, anyway, I mean, there's still a lot of other things going on, but I wonder what's going to happen with her. But anyway, okay, let's go ahead and cut this. Let's go ahead and cut this short. I appreciate my subscribers. If you would please, if you want to, give it a thumbs up. That would be nice. Doesn't cost you anything. It's cool. Throw a little positive energy out there. If you want to subscribe, feel free to subscribe. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You can do anything you want. You can do anything you want. And the final thing is, I do these videos typically once a week on this subject, and that's usually about it. So that would be about, one video a week, if you subscribe and it's on Naruto. I don't do or Naruto. I mispronounce it all the time. So if you want to hear his name pronounced about 5 different ways, then I'll end up doing that. But anyway, it's just for fun. I enjoy it. Like I say, it would be great if you gave a thumbs up. If you don't want to, it's all up to you. This is fun. As you can tell, I enjoy making these videos, and I really enjoy reading Naruto. Naruto, and you know what? Have a great time. Take care, and until next week, be safe.